La 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 la. I um oh my gosh, I just want that to go away. I just want things to stop popping up that I don't care about and okay. Yeah, everything. Yes, she does. Oh, I guess I can have the music on. How loud is that coming through? Like, not at all? Okay. Mostly not at all. Okay. Flyers. Strong versus beasts should be up first. Springtail's second. Ripper's third. They have Stampede. That'd be cool. So a lot of the strategies are going to use Stormwing because we have a lot of beasts. Um, let's see if they have something that's strong versus both of these. We'll do the waiter chicken slot too. They both have rush, but my waiter chick is faster, so we're gonna go with that one. And then we could probably just bring Stormwing back in, but why don't we grab a Moth? Our most powerful Moth. Okay. Grab that. It's not gonna hurt him. Not with beast attacks. Maybe, maybe I'll grab alts for every single fight. See, 1269. We're gonna do this. And I know it's gonna do weak damage against Springtail, but it will hit Ripper pretty strong on the back line. Oh, look at that. So we could just continue. Will you stop, please? Oh my goodness. Let's do this. Just because. Yeah, that was the right choice to do that between. I didn't think pump would be enough even with the 10% damage, but eh, why not? Oh no. I knew that wasn't going to be enough. I could have just swapped it. It would have been quicker to swap back to Stormwing, but that's okay. Probably could have soloed most of that with just Stormwing anyway. Let's bring up the tracker. I don't know why I'm looking at the completed ones. Kalimdor. Alright, I'll probably group them up the way I grouped up the ones on the PTR. So we'll do Dagra and Zunta. Why are you so close? Goodness. So we'll combine Dagra and Zunta, then I'll grab an alt And we'll head up to Everlook, and that'll be for between Everlook and Moonglade. Huh. We'll bring in Courage. So we'll still have travel time today, but hopefully it won't be as bad. There we go. Right. So we'll leave her at Zunta. Still not repeatable. I figured. I'm pretty sure people were reporting today that they still weren't repeatable, so 10 out of 10, not shocked. But let's grab who's next in line. Should be my hunter. Let's get... There's probably a portal to Dalaran from here, but can't really be bothered with that at the moment. Yeah, I was going to get on earlier, but life happened, as it tends to do. And yeah. So I was delayed, as Gandalf would say. Oh my gosh. I was thinking about going over to the transmog real quick and just throwing on like a set, but we'll run with the janky armor. It doesn't matter. Sub's out in a month anyway. Embrace the jank. Embrace the jank. Okay. Just, just to double check, we're gonna go hit Zunta, make sure that it's still not repeatable. I assume the update they pushed was from much earlier today. So I doubt they changed it. Yeah, like I said. Okay. We gotta get this situated again. Okay. So now we're gonna fly up to Everlook. We're going to have him stationed there for these two, so Tizzy, I think it is. Tizzy and Annalyn. Something like that. It has been a long day. Oh no. I didn't think the dailies were still capped at 25. Thought they removed the cap. I have no idea. I thought that was removed. Maybe not. Of course, just because they removed it doesn't mean it can't be capped because I did all the tamers. And that's like what? 6, 12, 18, 24, 5, 6, 7, 28. That's 29. Did they put in a new cap? I have no idea. Weird. Sorry, someone in the Discord was saying that there's no dailies for them. And so I immediately thought of the daily quest cap, because I remember in Burning Crusade, I would do the daily quest to cap on every single one of my characters every day, because I was a stay-at-home wife at the time and I could do that. But it was how I was able to pay for epic flying, which was, you know, comparatively more expensive back in Burning Crusade. I did 25 dailies every day on all my characters to pay for epic flying on like 7 characters. So, but we'll see. Okay, so this one we have a dragonkin. I used the Korthik Swarmling for this one. So it's dragonkin beast. So we'll grab Stormwing again. Excuse me. And then a flyer. Oops. There we go. Do we want to grab Watcher of the Huntress? Keepers is pretty good. He's pretty cute too. We'll just get the Sentinel's Companion. That's a pretty good go-to. Most of these are pets that you'll be seeing quite often. Like the Korthik Swarmling is my go-to for any of the Dragonkin enemies. Stormwing's my go-to for the beast. And then I just kind of throw whatever in for the flyers because we've got so many options. Once I click on her, I'll see... It shouldn't have anything with a sleep because it's not a moth, and usually only moths have sleeps on these enemies. Or the turkey. The turkey definitely has that sleep, but... But it should have it targeted. Yeah, those aren't going to be accurate. Those are the stats before the scaling. Okay. Basically just gonna club till he's dead. That is if Surge of Power doesn't kill us, which it might. But at this point it would be fine because Stormwing's there and can take over. Actually, hold on. We can't because the weather is Arcane Winds anyway. So we're gonna hit that Thunderbolt. Bring him into range. Call Lightning. And say sorry, Charlie. None of that for you. We'll swap to the Sentinel's Companion. Oof. Speed are you? You're 300 when you're slowed. And that's it. So of like all the Kalimdor tamers, Trixie's going to be the, you know, air quotes hardest. But even she's not going to be that hard. Difficult. However you want to say it. And then we'll fly him over to Annalyn. It's like, we're still gonna have reduced travel time like tomorrow. And I do have enough alts to go to all of them, but like, we can cut down on that by just like grouping the tamers up together. Like, we'll have Zunta and Dagra, Trixie and Elena. And then we'll have Zoltan and Annalyn. And then... is it Dagra? No, not Dagra. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So Zanya and Murda. And then Gluck is kind of over here by himself, so maybe I'll grab someone to head over to Gluck. And these are all pretty, like, well within reach of each other. Like, they're all kind of a dragon right away. So I guess we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4 more alts. Won't be too bad. So Elena... I'm like, come on, brain. I need you to work. So I know Elena has a magic as the second pet. So we need something. I don't remember how fast it is. I don't think it's very fast. We'll grab Firewing. So I know that one's second. So grab Firewing for slot 2. I actually think she might have a dragon for slot 1. Targets. Yeah. So Dragonkin, so we'll leave the Korthik Swarmling. And then a Moth. So we can leave the Sentinel's Companion. Doesn't have a sleep. If a Moth with a sleep is up on the enemy team, you're probably going to want something with Arcane Winds, but... But it does not have a sleep, so we should be fine. Yo! So what I'm actually going to do here is we are going to try and do our best to take care of the magic pet first. Dang it. I was really hoping that it would not do that first, but it is what it is. And we just kind of want to get shattered defenses on. That way the Korthik Swarmling can come in. And hopefully... Yeah, that should work. Yep. And so now we're going to do this again. Because I don't want to leave this weather up. Because the quicker Willow can get us below 50%, the more likely they are to get a Dragonkin buff, and I don't want that, so no. I don't want to give you what you want. Pretty much is my thinking there. Oof. Alright, we're gonna do that. Oh yeah, Moonlight gives us a buff, so... Okay, and then we'll just do Sentinel's Companion until Willow's down. Like I've said before, you're probably not going to need too terribly much strategizing. But like this one, it was just a way to make the fight for sure easier, right? Alright, let's grab another alt. We'll just do the alt army parade. I love that I unlock this faction every time I do something. It's my favorite. My favorite. I almost had to start the stream before I could even get in the game, because I was just like, oh jeez. Do the shaman. Just gonna pick up where I left off. I don't care. I only have a month left on my sub. And then once I'm done with all of this, I'm gonna eat something. Then I'm gonna play Helldivers, because the new War Bonds came out today. Gotta try some new weapons. Oh. Someone's making some growly noises. Let's see, Dalaran. I don't know why that does that. Because I know that they're the toys. What do we want? We'll do this one. Oh yeah, that works with a shaman. That's perfect. That's perfect. Ah. Alright, we're gonna fly her over to Zoltan. Oh, why do I have a hat on? No safari hat. Although that's funny. I definitely would not have put a safari hat on, I don't think. Wild Heart Point. Alright, so Zoltan has a mech out front. We will need Firewing again, but we'll bring out the Blazing Firehawk for our second guy in case we need it. Mechanical. Oh, yeah, Fell Afflicted Skyfin. That's a good one for the mechanical pets. Also, the Sunscale Hatchling's really good too. So, the Sunscale Hatchling isn't, obviously not perfect. But I really like it against the mechanical pets that have any kind of multi-hit moves. So if Zoltan's Hate Walker would have been faster than the Sunscale Hatchling, Thrash would have been a good one to have against it. I don't remember how fast all these guys are. So the real problem's going to be this guy, because he's got all magic attacks. But that's why we're going to do like Wild Magic, Flame Immolate, and then Wing Buffet. And then we'll probably get Wild Magic onto Beamer, and then try to get Fell Immolate on. But really the Wild Magic will be better, because then once we get Scorched Earth rolling, that'll add damage to the attack. It'd be nice if Firewing can make it all the way to Ultramus, but like, as long as it gets it low enough that the Blazing Firehawk only has to take it out with one hit, then we're doing pretty dandy. So, I've said that most of these fights, you're probably just going to be able to one-pet them. And it's true for certain fights with certain families. Like, obviously, if you've got like a really magic heavy team, it's going to be difficult for the flyers. Or if you've got a really elemental heavy team, it's going to be difficult for the mechanicals. Like, they'll still manage it just because, like, none of these enemies have crazy stats. So it's still not going to be super duper difficult. But you might just need to pay a little more attention if the enemy team is going to have something that does strong damage to your pets. And for anyone wondering, right, Aranesh is probably going to be working on getting the family familiar stuff up this weekend. He is a very busy gentleman, so he won't have time until this weekend to work on getting it up. And I've got to stop saying stuff like that. Putting the achievement battles on the website, on Zufus. And, yeah, hopefully this weekend. You're not really going to need it for most of the fights, except maybe Northrend. And maybe one or two, kind of like this one, probably Trixie maybe. Even, like, even Lydia Acosta isn't quite as bad as Trixie, I feel like. Because if you've followed along, we've already done the most difficult family against Trixie because Trixie's double undead, and that's, I believe, what does strong damage against humanoids. Right? Like, I'm not crazy. Yeah. I mean, maybe I am crazy, but not about this. Oh, God, I hate it when I accidentally do that. Okay, thank you. First instinct. I did something wrong. Let me just double click it. Let me see if double clicking it gets it back to what I want. Yo. Oh, so the only reason I actually don't like this fight is because this guy makes the screen shake. Like, it's just kind of obnoxious. Like, every time he walks, your screen shakes. And it's just like, why? It's not really necessary. And we'll do this. And we'll send you to the back line. And we'll do that. We'll pray that we get Phil Immolate on. Ooh, we managed it because they didn't use Interrupt. Yay! That's fine. That is a-okay. And look at that. Elemental ability right there to finish off Hate Walker. And for this one, we're just gonna murder. That way, once Blazing Firehawk comes in, hopefully they can just Scorched Earth and that'll be it. Oh wow, didn't even need the third pet. That took care of it. Alright. Cool beans. Hold on. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna pull this up on all the alts. Alright, see if we do better about not hitting trees today. Okay. This one's aquatic, which should be really obvious for... Oops. Let's see what highest power we have. We've got Yellowbon at 349. You know, I might really like... let me look up some Whirling Talons, hold on. You. So, we'll bring you in. So we'll try the Violent Poultry in slot 1. No Whirling Talons. Should I wait to swap it? What? Who do we want? I just want something with high power that doesn't... Alright, we'll bring in the Axe Beak. And we will Rain Dance, Nocturnal Strike, and maybe swap. We'll see how much damage is done. And then, so Rain Dance, Nocturnal Strike, swap, Whirling Talons, finish off with Peck, Maul. That should mostly take out Oozer. And then I feel like she has, where is she? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so she does have Moth Dust. So we need to bring in something with Arcane Storm. Do the Infused Ether Worm, Arcane Storm, and Mana Surge. And that'll be the flyer for this one. I don't know if I'm gonna leave the Violent Poultry in or swap over. We'll see. We will see. Oh my gosh. Absolutely annoying. All my bars are just all over the place. No, because I don't want to eat while and I'm not quite hungry yet. The meat's good for 4 hours. So. Alright, let's go. Hey, if we manage to get a crit with this, it'll only take 1 round. Aww. Gonna swap. They're probably gonna... Oh, they did that again. That's fine. That probably will get blocked by Shell Shield. Not too terribly worried about that. We just need, like, 2 of these. Then we can Maul Oozer. Sounds weird, but you know. Ta-da! Probably just gonna leave this one in until they use Moth Dust, and once Moth Dust gets used, I will swap. Yeah? That's okay. So it's gonna get blocked. I'm not worried. Even if we roll the absolute lowest on our first hit, we should get the kill. Yeah. Nice. I'd love it if Blizzard would fix their Lua errors, please, and thank you. Alright, next alt. We will go to Zanya and Murda. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be even more important to do alts for the Alliance side because the travel time in Eastern Kingdoms is just criminal. We're gonna skip her. We're not gonna use her either. My Northrend girl. Oh my god. her her armor looks even worse. We'll do her. So I leave that particular druid there because that's how I check the island expeditions. I do still need to get the Zufu's article out for the week. I didn't know if I wanted to wait or what. But I don't know why I dismounted. I don't know. I guess let me grab these while I'm here. Oh. Did I complete it? I didn't do anything. Okay. I guess I completed it. Well, that wasn't on purpose. Ugh. See? Did it on this one too. Oh, now I can't change it because I'm not in my skywriting. Oh, what does this set look like anyway? Oh. I mean, I like it. Oh. Went too quick. Don't mind it. All this will be able to go faster once I get all the alts set up. You know what? She looks just goofy enough. Maybe we should go. I think I've got plenty of gold. Go fix her transmog real quick. Maybe I'll do that with the next couple of alts as well. I don't have a transmog mount, so I have to... A poor person, I have to... That's the barber shop. I'm an idiot. Transmog is on the other side. It's not like it hasn't been this way for literal years. Honestly, they should just be in the same spot. I'm kidding, I don't particularly care. Do they have a... we'll do the chest. What do we want? Oh, wait. That matches. Go. Well, there. Hot diggity dog. Alright. And I know where it said we're gonna get like a free transmog. I don't really care. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna need the gold because I'm... Oh, it's the lore walking thing. I don't care about that either. Okay. We'll go to Kromgar. Alright, so she's got a beast, a critter, and a beast. He's got fangs, razor sharp ones. I think I sang that yesterday too. I'll stop. Ooh. You know what, we'll just... Oh wait, Courage isn't still there. We'll put Courage back in. Courage is a pretty powerful dude. And he's got Pounce if he's faster. I don't know. Well, okay, so... Normally having Pounce and then... Or not Pounce. Prowl and then Bite would be pretty cool. Although a big hit ability would be better. The only thing that there's no point in using abilities like Bite with, like if you see people use Chrominius and they do Howl and then Bite, it equals the same damage as if you just went Bite and then Bite. Because it's just a 100% buff. However, things like Prowl and Supercharge are 150. There you go. Maybe Supercharge is 125. Prowl is 150. And so, because you get that little bit extra, using abilities like Bite or like Metal Fist with those, not as bad. It is better to use them with big hit abilities because you're literally getting more bang for your buck. But if you're going to use these damage modifiers with things like bite, where they're, you know, static damage abilities with, you know, there's no cooldown on bite, you're better off going with things like Supercharge and Prowl and Shadow Meld than Howl or Roar of the Dead, because that's just, it would just be like doing that ability 2 rounds in a row. So really all you've done is just kind of like wasted it. Like, waste isn't the right word, but it makes people feel like they're going to be doing more damage than they are. Because Roar of the Dead and Howl are just 100% modifiers. Anyway. And then another beast. So let's grab our Dusty Sporewing, because it's our most powerful moth. And we'll have him there. Although, honestly, we could probably just bring Stormwing back in. I'm not going to worry too terribly much about getting rid of the reduced accuracy. So if you look, see? So here, you see Stench reduces the team's hit chance by 25% because the enemy, so Odoron, doesn't use their ability in a static way. There's no real way for us to cleanse it off easily and keep it off to be able to make sure we keep hitting, because they could just quite literally spam Stench the entire time. It's not likely, but it can happen, and I have seen it happen when I'm on the PTR. So this is another instance where, yeah, cool, the enemy's just spamming the same thing, but like, it's not doing any damage, and it doesn't 100% get rid of your ability to do damage, just, you know, 25%. Now, we could do something, if we wanted to avoid that, we actually could do something like, we could have the Gorm Harrier here. So we could bring in the Gorm Harrier. We could do Great Sting and Rage and then swap. How do we do that? Oh wait, not you. Like the Gorm Needler. Oh, that one's in Rage, is in the wrong spot. So this guy, Gorm Root Stinger. And then we could just have Call Lightning. We'll leave the moth there. So 2 wasps and a moth. And then hopefully that'll mostly kill Odoron on the back line, right? And then we don't even have to worry about the reduced hit chance. So do this. We'll Great Sting. I don't think I touched anything there. We'll Enrage. And we'll swap. And Enrage is still on, so we get another big tick. And we'll Great Sting. Enrage. And since Odoron will absolutely die that round, we can Puncture Wound. Odoron dies. And since we don't have any abilities to use, we'll swap to our moth. And the Call Lightning is overkill, but there you go. Ta-da! So if you don't want to deal with the reduced hit chance from Stench, just kill him on the back line. If you don't care, just 1-for-1 everything. You know, have a Call Lightning pet. You could have 2 moths. So a moth in slot 1, something with beast attacks in slot 2, and then another moth in slot 3. But now it's time for Murda. Murda! Sounds like you're saying murder with an accent, in my opinion. Oh look, this one's bar is all messed up too. Annoying. Carnum's Glade. Alright, Carnum's Glade is where I got messed up last time. I've got it on stream yesterday. I showed the video of the stream the day before where I was mounted and I hit a tree and I had vigor, and you can see the global cooldown going off as I'm trying to hit the space bar to fly. And it's not like I fell a short distance. I fell for long enough that I died when I hit the ground. And I was still mounted. I had vigor. Wild set of circumstances. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. Don't recommend. Okay. So Murda has an aquatic. Oof. Bad luck. An elemental and a critter. Right, so we'll bring you back. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't mind using pump, but it's kind of like, ugh. Tidal wave takes too long. Dive. I mean, we'll just bring in the Azure Crane check, and we'll Cleansing Rain to get a nice buff. Oh, Cleansing Rain will, if it's already up, then we can just go straight into Surge. And so for Bounder, we'll do the Axbeak Hatchling again. And we'll Rain Dance, Nocturnal Strike, and Peck. And we'll probably just leave him in to fight against Amber Shell, and, you know, depending on how things go, we might make it all the way to Rockhide. If Amber Shell's still in, we'll bring in Azure Crane Chick, and if Rockhide comes in and kills Axbeak, then we'll swap directly to Courage. We've got a plan. Maybe this time we'll actually get our crit. That'd be cool. Of course not. Why would we? That'd be too cool. Oh, that crit. You couldn't crit on the Nocturnal Strike. It's so rude. We'll just keep going, because we're already almost below halfway. We might have a chance to Rain Dance and Nocturnal Strike again. Actually, you know what? We'll just peck until we're dead, because we're almost dead. Anyway. And that way, Swarm of Flies will be completely ticked off. And since it would take 2 rounds to Cleansing Rain and Surge, or maybe just 2 rounds of Surge, which it did. We got it on the first Surge, which is nice. But for this one, we're going to go ahead and swap to Courage. See, if he gets faster than us, we can switch to Bite. Yeah, now you want to put your shield on, because I'm rocking you. Alright, now it's done. Now we'll fly someone out to Gluck. And then we'll fly one more out to the 3 for Cassandra. I think it's Kelga. Kelga Grim Totem. And then Grazzle the Great. It's either Grazzle or Grizzle. I think it's Grazzle. Yeah, you're Horde. I was like, wait, are the Volparen Horde or Alliance? They're Horde. I had to think about it because I don't ever play it. I just thought it was funny, like, oh, look, you died. You're a Death Knight. Welcome to the Horde. How bad is your... Oh, your transmog's pretty scuffed, too. I'm gonna fix that real quick. And then we'll fly out to Gluck. I think the transmog for the Volparen look so funky. But... What are you? You're a Death Knight. What am I? I think I'm a... They have a green version? No. Okay. I'm not Frost. We'll stick with this one. Get a better weapon. More Death Knighty weapon. Those are actual Death Knight weapons. Of course, none of them have, like, the orange flame. Oh, there we go. Do I have... Well, I guess I do have enough gold. Haha, okay. I'm still on fire? I don't know why I'm on fire. Okay. I don't even know what that's from. But for some reason, you're on fire. Thank you, I guess. No idea. Maybe this was... This might be from the mysterious satchels. Maybe. Perhaps that's it. I cannot remember. I obviously don't log on to this character very much. It was just one of those, oh, this is the new allied race. Let me make a character for it. I do that with all the allied races. Even if I don't particularly care for them. Like, I have a Mechanome. I don't really like Mechanomes. I think they look silly because they can't have pants. So it's one of the few... It's one of the few characters I actually wear a tabard on so that I can transmog the tabard into something to make it look like it's actually wearing clothes. But, okay, so Gluck has the Dragonkin. So we're going to use a similar strategy as before. We're going to have the Korthik Swarmling. We're going to use the Amber Prison. We'll keep this on just for the third pet because the third pet is a critter. So... maybe we'll do that. Do I have anyone else has a good ability? I mean, the Dusky Dreadwing pup, you could build Huge Fang, but like the critter's not gonna last long enough for that. There we go. We'll have you. We'll just prowl them all. That'll usually take most of them out. And what's the second pet? Let me try to remember. So Dragonkin. I know they have a critter. Oh, the snake. That's right. So they have a beast. So we need our Stormwing. So basically what we're going to do is it's going to be similar to what we did with Elena. So because the Korthik Swarmling is going to be faster, we're going to stun we're gonna stun the dragon. Because that one's actually fast. That one's got like 300 speed. But obviously with our flying buff, we're gonna outspeed it. So we're gonna stun the dragon. We will swap over to the Stormwing. We're gonna take out the snake. I think the snake is second. So we'll take out the snake. And then if Stormwing manages to do any damage to like the pet or whatever, or if it manages to take it out, that'd be cool, but I'm not keeping my fingers crossed or anything. Desktop. And where is it? Enemies. So let's look at Gluck. Sultan, Zanya, Murda, Gluck. Yeah, so that one's second. Then Prancer is third. Alright, then we got our lineup. And this is just to make things quicker. Obviously, you don't need this much planning for these fights. I just, you know, I like to use more than just Icky for my flyer pets. And I don't know. I like the idea of using more than like 15 to 20 pets to beat everything. Which is why I do enjoy the more challenging fights. But at the same time, there's a point where they're too much. Like in Shadowlands, where we've got way too many, like the stats are way too high for the ability sets, and like Shadowlands is wild. I still have certain fights in Shadowlands that I don't have strategies for. It's easier now that we have the pet sim. I am going back through, once I get into Shadowlands, once I'm done getting all the scripts uploaded for Dragonflight, I'm gonna go back through Shadowlands and I'm going to try and make some strategies for the fights I don't have, and I'm also going to tighten up the strategies I do have, or if I found something better, probably unpublish a strategy, unless like if the rating is 85% or over and it's using super common pets, I'll probably keep it, but otherwise I will just be replacing the strategy. Alright, let me put some chapstick on real quick. I have a really bad habit chewing on my lips. So my lips are all messed up right now. Good lord. Well, since we're here, there we go. Okay, let us begin. Can't believe I've already been doing this for an hour. Absolutely wild. I'm gonna do that. I didn't think it was gonna bring me in range, but I'm okay with that. That's really rude, sir. We're gonna be on Stormwing until he dies. Oh. Although this is gonna be funny, because they're either going to use Evanescence or Life Exchange, which is gonna give me more life. Okay, so the only thing it can use is Evanescence, so we're going to swap over to the Corthic Swarmling. Not going to do anything to us. And then we will finish it off with this. And then this, we're going to do Impale. Swap. And since doing a bite plus a maul is the same amount, we could just bite and then bite, but we're here, so we might as well use maul. And then that's it for that. Let's grab another alt. And we will head over, like, I guess I could do one for Cassandra and for Keela, and then just have one at Grazel, because Grazel does take a little bit longer to get to than just flying between Keela and Cassandra. And it's not like I don't have... It's not like I don't have the alts for it, so... This will be more vital for Eastern Kingdoms than anything, just because of how spaced out it all is. It's ridiculous. So in Eastern Kingdoms, I'll probably have one to move between the two Stranglethorn Vale guys. Well, if he had a world quest, I'd do it real quick, but he doesn't. So we'll just hearth. Maybe we'll... Ah, yeah, I've got gold. I normally keep about 10,000 gold on all my characters, and usually I'll throw anything over 10,000 at my bank alt. But something possessed me to use my boost on my bank alt, and so when I got Midnight refunded, because the pet news came out after Midnight pre-orders, and I said, well, I want a refund because you guys are basically killing pet battles, and you know, I'm not interested in playing the game if that's the case. And so when I got the refund, obviously they revoked my my boost. So I can't access my bank character now, so that's funny. That's been a hoot. We'll do that. Do we want a hood? I almost never like having headgear on my blood elves because like the either the ears stick out, the eyebrows stick out, or both. And it's kind of silly. We want that match. I don't have a lot of like warglaves. Yeah, I like that one. Is it this one? Okay. Alright, we'll stick with that. And normally I get rid of the capes. I don't really like the way the capes look on most of the characters, and everything clips anyway. I have no idea why I have a 10 p.m. alarm, but you know, it is what it is. I have a 10 p.m. alarm. Now I'm questioning myself. I have no idea. Why would I set an alarm for a 10 p.m. on a Thursday? Oof. Well. It's gonna be Desolation Hold. Jeez. Normally do on Thursdays. I mean, the only thing I normally do is not necessarily me, and that would have been hours ago, so, yeah. I literally have no clue. Maybe I meant to set it for 10 a.m. That's wild. Is it recurring? A recurring alarm? Am I like setting myself up to be confused next week as well? Let's look. Alright, that's AM. Oh, okay. I know what that was. We, my daughter wants to go see I Prevail, and when they're touring, and so my husband set the alarm to remind me to buy the tickets, and he set it up for every day. But I bought the tickets this morning, so I was very confused. I was like, why would I have an alarm at 10 p.m. on a Thursday? Like, I'm so confused. Like, I barely need alarms anyway because of how little I have going on in my life most days. So the idea that I would need one at 10 p.m. on a Thursday just blew my, cooked my noodle a little bit. Yo, Garb of the Chosen Dead. Trial of Valor. I never did Trial of Valor. I don't know what that's from. Did I do a trial? I don't even know what that is. Alright, Strong versus Mechanical. We're gonna bring in the Fell Afflicted Skyfin again. Let me see how fast the enemies are before I grab. Let's see, Cassandra. So the fastest one's the first one, and that's the one we're getting rid of. And then it's 267 and 267. So that one would lose its speed. You know what? Let's throw the sun scale in there. Okay. Oh, 264. It'll be fine. And then have the Sunfire Kaleri as 3. Lots of glowy friends from different walks of life. Oh, thank you, Rabara, for these the sub. So I don't know if you know, but on my channel, if you subscribe, you get to pick a pet in the game. If you want, you don't have to. You get to pick a pet in the game that I have, and you get to name it. Nothing inappropriate, obviously, within reason. And I will put up a little story about it on Twitter. I haven't done that in a really long time because I haven't streamed in a really long time. And you don't have to. But if you have a favorite pet and it doesn't already have a name, or if I can go grab another one, like I know some of the pets are super popular, and I can just grab another one to name it, or for you to name it. You don't have to, but that is an option when you subscribe. Because I have lots of pets. And so I figured it would take a lot of subs that I'll probably never get to reach the point where I run out of pets to name. All right. Well, that's so funny. It says it's locked, but it does actually have another ability. They gave it another ability, but it hasn't updated. So it should have 3 abilities. It should have Overtune, Demolish, and then it's got oh, what's the armor thing? Who has it? The extra plating. That's what it is. It has extra plating. So it does technically have 3 abilities, so this is inaccurate now. Nice idea, but no need for it. Just wanted to support. Okie dokie. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you change your mind. But like I said, no pressure. It's just, I have a lot of pets. It's just something for a little extra bonus fun. I do still have all the stories stored somewhere for all of the pets that have been named. There's probably only like 10 of them, I think. But, yeah. Oh no, they launched. I think that'll still hit. It will. Cool. But I appreciate the support. Where are you coming in from? The Warcraft pets or maybe Zufus? I was saying earlier, if you're coming in from Zufus, Aranesh will likely be working on the getting all of the Family Battler stuff up this weekend. Like we 100%, no one was expecting the achievements to be available, but as with pet battle things, very much overlooked, I think. I don't think this was on purpose. I just think they didn't think about it because that's pretty par for the course as far as pet battles go. Alright, we're gonna hop over. Yeah, we'll just fly over Tequila, and then I'll bring in another alt for Grazzle. Ah, there we go. Oh, goodness. So ridiculous with all of this. Okay, now I'm just hitting the wrong buttons. To be honest, I don't know. Was already following you, but first time seeing you online, probably from Zufus. Probably. I think I do have my Twitch account linked to my Zufus profile. So, unsurprising. Crap, what is the order of her team? Hold on. Sometimes I forget that my screens don't actually align for the mouse the way they do, like, in front of me. And I'm moving my hands like you can see them where I'm gesturing. Okay, Critter Beast. So I think what we're gonna do is we're going to grab... Oh god, what's his name? Oh, there you are, the Larian Cub. So we'll prowl and maul the first one, and then we'll bite the rest. And we will have Stormwing for the beast. This guy might take all of them out, but if not, we'll have Courage in slot 2. There we go. I forget that you can't just, like, talk to them once to start the battle. Like, I'm still thrown off by having to accept the quest and then hit start battle because obviously I'm used to all the world quests. RIP. I love the Larian Cub. He's been absolutely great for, like, doing battle stuff, and it's even more fun. I guess I could have combined him actually with the... Gosh, what is it? It probably would have been the same number of rounds, but the... So the Violent Poultrid. So I could have had the Violent Poultrid in... Hold on. Maybe I'll do that. Let's have some fun. Let's do a good comp. Even though it's really not necessary. not for this. But let's see how few rounds we can get this done in. Alright, Whirling Talons. And then we'll maul. And then we'll swap over to him. We're gonna bite. And then we've got 1 round left on bleeding, so that's perfect. Yeah, so it comes out to the same number of rounds if we just use the Larian Cub versus having the Violent Poltridin. But it was more fun. I'm gonna say it was more fun. 1085. Oh, so close, too. So we're gonna overkill him a little bit just for fun. And that's it. Yeah, I checked Zufu's and we had a conversation about a strategy. Ah, there we go. That sounds reasonable. I have lots of conversations about lots of strategies. Okay, actually, let me walk that back a little bit. For the number of times I either, like, I reach out to people being like, hey, you know, usually I only reach out, like, through messages if, like, something is really, really, like, really wrong and I had to, like, unpublish it. I would say 99% of the people who reach out to me in messaging asking me like, hey, like, could you take a look at this? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And then I'll explain something or they have a question. I'm always happy to answer questions. And really only 1% of the people who reach out to me are actually like, I can probably, there's been like probably two people on the site who have been like actively angry at me about something. One of them was because their strategy was a duplicate to another older one, and they got mad that I unpublished it and told them, you know, hey, you know, we're tightening down on the rules and everything. This is a duplicate. And so they got upset with that. And they actually, I can always tell when someone gets upset with me because mysteriously all of a sudden, like, ratings on my strategies kind of tank. Like, it's always kind of funny. And it's like, okay, like, feel free, I guess. Like, I mean, it's not really hurting me. But yeah, that's probably only happened like maybe twice. I mean, I would, like I said, 99% of the people who reach out to me are really nice and they're just, you know, they're looking for clarification or an answer for something, and I'm more than happy to answer questions. Usually it's, hey, why is this doing this? I'm like, oh, well, let me take a look at what you've got. Oh, it's that fight. It's because of this and that. And they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then they work around it. Like, most people, once they know that something needs to be worked around, they're pretty like, yeah, I'm gonna go fix that. And or if it's just general advice for a strategy or a suggestion, I'll usually leave it in a comment. I'll leave it in a comment and they can take it or leave it, and, you know, their strategy. What are we? We're a druid. Let's look for something druidic. Oh, that's kind of druidic. We have something come up that was like, had branches and stuff. One of my characters does. Not a big fan of the robe. Yeah, I kind of like that. Definitely need a better staff, though. Oh, not a mace. Let's do polearms. Let's look for a... Oh, that's cool. It doesn't match the Mog, but it is still kind of cool. I do like the flower staff. I am a girl. I think the pet community in general is very nice to one another. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, out of all of the communities that I have interacted with, you know, no offense to the other communities, the pet battle community kind of blows everyone else out of the water in that regard. They're so nice. Now, don't get me wrong, we have our fair share of Germans, so they get a little snarky, and Australians. That didn't save. I didn't save anything. I was just like, okay, I'm good, let's go. So they can get a little, like, a little snarky, But a little snark never hurt anyone. I get along fine with them. So most of the people who run Zufus are German. I am one of the exceptions. We've got like 3 or 4 Germans. 3, 4, 5 Germans, and then I'm the American. Well, one American, and then we have an Australian. So, thinking about it, it's kind of funny. But no, mostly everyone's nice and welcoming and always trying to be helpful, especially because like before it was pretty bad as far as pet battle stuff was concerned. If you needed like customer service help, it was pretty bad before of them just being like, hey, like just go ask the community about it, go to the forums. It was bad before, now it's even worse. Like the AI, it doesn't matter if you mention anything to do with like pet battles now, they're like, we can't give you any secrets, go ask the forums. And it's like, it literally has nothing to do with a secret. Snarky Germans, yes. Snarky Germans are kind of our template. Aranesh isn't, I actually don't know if Aranesh is German or just knows German. But he lives in the EU. I think he lives somewhere in the UK, in the vast, well, I can't say vast. I live in the United States of America. We're vast. The UK, not quite so much. Anyway, he lives across the pond, and he knows German. Seems to know it fluently, so maybe he's an expat, dual citizen. Who knows? He's a man of mystery, but he's the side owner. And but like Shank and Lazy and Remti, they're all German, or they all speak German. Maybe I'm making assumptions. I know for sure that Shank is German. And then Why Do Rum is gone, or Why Do Rum gone, he is Australian. So shockingly, with as many NA players as we have, I'm the lone American. Which is wild. I don't live in Texas, but apparently Texas right now is both on fire and under snow. Like, alright guys, pick a lane. Either we're on fire or we have an ice storm. Like, why are we doing both? Why are we doing both? Yeah, I think there's like some wildfire or something out there right now. I'm not sure. Let's see. Texas. I'm just gonna put Texas on fire. Okay. Oh, so it's a power plant fire. No? No. That was last year. What is going on? What caused the Texas fire? Okay, grass fire. Near Lorena, Texas. Okay, yeah. So it's still, as of 6 hours ago, it looks like places were still on fire. But then they're also under like the ice storm is coming in. So they're just like apparently someone in charge of the weather is very mad at Texas right now. And then we're forecast for snow like starting Friday, I think. Potentially Friday evening. Maybe. I think it's funny. The jokes are right now like we're either gonna get nothing, like anywhere between 0 and like 6 feet. Like
8 inches.
I mean, I'm from Germany, but your estimations are not far off. like don't get me. I 100%. I love it. Like just the bluntness, and then the snarky bluntness. Like that. Like, that's my jam. Like, I'll take that any day of the week. So, yeah, most of the team is German. Or at least speaks German. I do not. So sometimes they'll get into discussions, and I'm just like, okay. I was like, well, this isn't a discussion I need to be part of. They're not doing it to exclude me. It's just like when a language is your first language, obviously it's easier to convey concepts that way. And usually it's them talking about programming, and that is definitely way outside my field of expertise. So I'm just like, you guys have fun doing your German coding. I'm gonna hang out over here and verify some strategies. Alright, so we want the Korthix Swarmling again because he is a boss. So if you're going to use the Call Darkness Nocturnal Strike combo, what you want to keep an eye out for is Dark Talon. So Dark Talon doesn't, it'll still hit at over 100% when the weather's Call Darkness, because Dark Talon is one of 2 abilities we have that has a 200% hit chance. So, and then I think the other one's laser. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think the other one's laser. Yeah, laser has a 200% hit chance. So, if you're gonna do Call Darkness Nocturnal Strike, which we'll probably skip the Nocturnal Strike, maybe. Because it's gonna do roughly-ish the same damage as Dark Talon because, obviously... Come on, will you stay clicked? No, it's not going to. Anyway, it does weak damage to Dragonkin. Is what I was trying to eventually ramble toward there. So let's see. Oh, see, another one. Dark Talon. And we'll put that there. That there. Yeah, we'll have liftoff. Alright. We probably won't need all 3. If I recall correctly, when I ran this a couple days ago on the PTR, the Korthix Swarmling pretty much cleans up most of this on its own. But we have our friends back there. Wish you a great stream. Heading off for work now. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you again for the sub. You're the best. I appreciate it. And I'll be here for at least the next 7 days getting these achievements done. So I look forward to seeing you again in that time. Have a great day at work. Oof. Wow, the Korthix Swarmling makes some gnarly noises when he dies. Ooh, 1218. That's gonna be a big old chunk. Ooh, it would have been pretty bad if he'd hit Healing Flame. Like, it wouldn't have been the end of the world because of the reduced healing by 50%, but that still would have been a big old chunk healed back. And, yes, sir. Yeah, they can hear you. Come here. Come here. Come on. You want to come up? Or are you just going to keep screaming at me? Come on. Silly boy. Bean came up here. Hi, Bean. Sweet girl. Alright, let's see. I think next up we will do... I think Northrend is next. Northrend will be easier. Really only one really long flight for Northrend, and that's getting all the way out to Major Pain. Which will probably be, like, one of the only fights I look up what I did for. Where are you? Ice Crown. There we go. Sir! Well, come up here. Come on. So you walk away. You're such a goose. Okay, major pain. Let's bring up, roll that beautiful bean footage. Where is it? Pain, flying. What did I do? Oh, that's right. This is the, I did the team damage strategy. Okay. That's the void glower. Let's do this. So I need great sting. I'd prefer it on a pet that has greater than 280 speed. Like, yeah, we'll do the invasive buzzer. Like, 301 is still a decent stat. Keep that. We'll have wind burst. The first one was the void glower. The blind. We did poison protocol, I believe, because the elemental damage is going to do strong damage to Beakmaster. We kept that, and then that one is Stormwing. Yeah, Stormwing's the better option. Oh, I don't know why it grabbed Thundo. So Stormwing's the better option, just because he's got a little more power. He might be a little slower, but that's okay. Alright, yeah, we definitely did a team damage strategy, just because the Beakmaster gets a little because Bloom and Beakmaster are both greater than 311, and then, like, you can get Grizzle down pretty low, like, immediately. Like, it's not too bad, especially if you're using one of the new Griffin pets, but it's, this is just safer. Yeah. And then Stormwing comes in, and we're not really worried about Grizzle healing here, because that actually gives us an opportunity to, like, get some free swaps in without the Void Glower taking any damage or anything. And then we just do it again. And that way we take these guys out on the back line, and we don't have to worry about the Beakmaster eating through the pets too quickly. Now, once they get low enough, what we can do this. And we can just stay on this guy. And then we can clean up with these ones if we need to. Oh, we're just hanging on to our flying buff. But it would be fine, just because we've got the Void Glower, and then the Invasive Buzzer still has their flying buff. And that's it. Voila. Healing, or not healing, listen to me. Flying strategy complete on that one. Go get her, bubby. Oh man, those hairballs are really going to get me to gold cap. Better watch out on those rewards. Oh, hey, that's right. I'm on my mage. I can just teleport to Dalaran in Northrend and get there quicker. Woo. And then once I'm done with the stream, I'm going to continue working on my video now that I kind of have the flow done for it, but it's going to be quite a lot of videos to get out. I mean, that's going to be like, it's going to be 30 videos. Maybe 33, because I'll put them all together. Like, I'll do a compilation or something. Oh, I'm going straight down. Going down, down. Maybe I should stop singing before my terrible singing gets copyrighted or something. I don't want that. Should be right here. Yep. You know what? Let's be lazy. Let's bring up... I have him in here under Nearly Headless Nick, but obviously he's Nearly Headless Jacob. So let's see what we have. We've got the Rock Martin. Okay. Alright. I think I remember. We do that. We stick the bleed on them, and they swap us out. And then we do that. And I think the reason I have this team is so that Whiskers can do liftoff on round 1 against Stitch. And then, because Stitch is going to use Call Darkness first. Or he should. He usually does, yeah. And then we can hit Call Blizzard. We can change the weather back. And then we can Flurry. And then this is just an extra... whatever. I don't think I bring that one in. Oh, it looks like White Whisker takes out most of it. Okay. Cool. Oh, that's not it. Ooh, who patted me? Someone gently patted me. Okay. Rock Martin. Use you. Rock Martin. White Whisker. Let's switch the abilities. And then it was some kind of glow. Not you. Not you. Okay, I guess we're just gonna have to do strong versus undead. The Hollow Moth? No, not the Hollow Moth. I mean, we could just throw Yipper in there. But I'm wondering which one I had. Is it the Hallowed? No. I just said it wasn't that one. Right? Azure? Oop. Could use the Black Slyvern pup, I guess. Put you there. Flyby. Lift off. Oh, you know what? It was probably the Vibrant Glowfly. Oh yeah, because of Spectral Strike. So I liked having the dodge and the Cocoon Strike. Although Swarm's not that great. Ah, well, whatever. Oh yeah, but then I still have the Rock Martin. And I need to make sure this does the lowest. Lowest? Lowest. That's right. And White Whisker needs to be the same or lower than the Vibrant Glowfly. Alright, let's go. Let us begin. So this will block the Rock Martin taking any damage because he goes Curse of Doom, Agony, and then Death Grip. So we're avoiding Curse of Doom and Agony, and we're letting him Death Grip us out. Oh, I used the wrong ability. That's okay. I'm not really worried. And then we're going to Flurry until the Spooky Strangler is dead. Which we got 3 hits right off the bat, so that was really nice. Otherwise, it would have taken us 2 rounds. We're going to pass. He doesn't do it. He like skips using agony. We're gonna lift off. He should use Call Darkness first. We're gonna land. He's gonna hit weakness. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna call Blizzard to change the weather. And then hopefully we can get him down before he uses Call Darkness again. Ah, cool. He does. I was like, ooh, maybe White Whisker wasn't the best because he's, after he loses his flying buff, he's slower than Itch, but we're just gonna let White Whisker go until he dies. I'm not sure it's necessary for them to make him have noises every time he hits the enemy. Like, I feel like that's slightly unnecessary, but we'll just bring the Rock Martin back in. We're gonna peck. And then we're gonna blind him so he can't hit us with anything because it's satisfying to not let them do what they want. And that's it. Yay! Now we are going to fly over to Mr. Gut Wretch. Looks like I fixed her bar yesterday, so that's nice. Gut Wretch is going to be 2 beasts and then either undead or critter. I think it's undead. Oh no, maybe it's magic? I don't remember. Oh yeah, it's a critter. Okay. So we'll have Stormwing. We will grab a moth. Then the critter. The Valerian cub, since he doesn't have survival, we don't have to worry about him like avoiding being one-shotted by Maul. So for this one, what we're gonna do, I'm not sure. Hold on. Fine. It's not gonna be enough, but that's okay. I was like, I think it'll get him low enough, but it's not quite enough. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna Thunderbolt. We're gonna pass so that when he hits us with this, we don't get hit by Call Lightning as well. Faster you 260. And then we'll probably stick with Stormwing until he dies. And then we'll bring in the Moth. Might be able to get one more Thunderbolt off depending on what Flesh Render does. Nope, that's okay. Bring in the Moth. We're gonna call Lightning to finish you off, and then we'll switch to the Larian Cub. We're gonna Prowl, Ball, and then that's it. So let's fight. Cool. Alright. Now we are going to fly. I think we're going to go to Okrut. Ah. So we're going to fly to Milwaukee Harbor. or Milwaukee. I guess it doesn't have harbor in the name. And then he's Dragonkin and 2 undead. So let's get our friendly neighborhood Korthic Swarmling back out. Let me see what his... Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have his up because they are in the pet sim. Let's bring that up. Clear that. That. Select Tamer. Northrend, Ockrit. So 289 and 260. So we need something that's gonna be faster than Sleet. Well, with quick attack it wouldn't matter, but... I haven't used Parlay. I wonder, let's check the footage. LMNO. Ockrit flying, so what did I do? Oh, I had the Ebon Moth. Huh. Well, that's not what I'm doing today. I'm probably gonna use Amber Prison and then swap to something. We need it to stay faster. Stay faster. Okay, hold on. Let me sort this by speed instead of power. Alright, from the top. Okay, that's just Swarm. Okay, this was the one I had. This got Swarm, but it's also got Dodge and Cocoon Strike, but Swarm locks us in for 3 rounds, and I don't like that. You know what, let's do the Black Sliburn Pup. I'm gonna do you second. We're gonna have liftoff so we can get away. Just checking to see if I like any of my other options. Egg Barrage and Whirling Talons. That'd be a fun combination. Oh. Cat and Crackers. Flank and Egg Barrage. Okay, but the second undead is what, 260? Oh, wrong thing. But we'd still need it just in case. We could do that. Blinding Poison. A Swarm of Bees would be good. Alright, we're gonna have Bop here. I'm gonna Swarm of Bees and Swarm. And yeah, we'll keep that. Alright. Let's go. Let's try this one. Womp womp. And then it'll be Beagle, and then we'll be done with Northrend. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. Ugh. Black Slyvern Pup. We're gonna fly by. He's probably going to call Blizzard first. I think he uses his abilities randomly, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it's just not necessary having all... The only saving grace is that he's undead and not actual, like, dragonkin, so he's not getting that buff once he gets below 50%. Like, he doesn't get the extra damage, which is nice. And then we're gonna lift off so we can avoid the ice tomb and another hit. And that'll come in and that'll hit Drogar. And then we'll just use the Black Slyvern Pup on cooldown from here. He's probably gonna heal. Yeah. And even though Flyby is gonna do weak damage, we're still gonna hit him up with that so that he's got that weakened defenses. And we're just gonna do that again because he's gonna be able to do way more damage than anyone else. Probably gonna lift off at some point, and that's gonna be annoying, but... Oh, he didn't! And at 676, we'll be able to take him out here. Sometimes the randomness is in your favor, sometimes it's not, so... We're just gonna keep hitting, and then we'll bring Bop in if we need to. I don't know if we will, because he could just spam Death and Decay. You just never know. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that. Ooh, yeah, look at that crit. We're gonna throw some Swarm of Bees on. Unless he's gonna probably die here. Oof, we just gotta survive. Thankfully, undead, when they come back, they do reduce damage. But it probably would have been better to have something... Yeah, see, that's still pretty close. It'd probably be better to have something with a dodge on him. So these two worked really well. I'd probably need a different pet for the third slot just to make sure, like, if I'm gonna put a strategy out so that, you know, so that that actually goes 100% instead of, like, 80 something. Alright, let's go to Beagle. He called me a miserable wretch. That's just rude. Okay. So for Beagle, I remember I do a swap, like a stun swap, because of the slippery ice ability that he has. So, strong versus flyers. I can't use Arcane Storm because... Okay, yeah, I had the helpful Glimmerfly. Helpful. Maybe I had Vibrant in round, or in the first slot. Oh, actually, you know what? I had these two. And... No. I had to have had a different... See, I'm hesitant to use the Voidscarred Tall Strider chick because the Tall Striders, their families aren't normally flyers, and I don't want to use it if they're going to be like, oopsie daisy, and they change the family later, and then I have to change the strategy. So I'd prefer something that can do magic damage that has a stun. Like 100% stun, not like a... hold on. No clobber. Bash is probably just you. I don't think any of these guys have Crystal Prison, so hold on. So does anyone else have Bash? Okay, Shyfly has Bash. And the Korthik Swarmling. I don't think any. Did I already do Clobber? Okay. No, and then Amber Prison. That has it, but none of that'll really work very well. So we could do the Korthik Swarmling. Ugh. That way we know for sure we're gonna be able, and then we need the Rock Martin. I'm trying to think. Let me pull up Warcraft pets over here. So I like using Warcraft pets for the ability search. So Frigid, like, it's great. Like, they've got all of these that is basically how I help filter stuff better or look for things that I might not look for. Like, I forgot about Blackout Kick, right? Okay, no one has Blackout Kick, but I forgot about it. I already checked Crystal Prison. Face roll's pretty much only a beast one. Yeah, that's what I figured. Face roll. Oh, Love Struck. Does anyone have Love Struck, or is that just... No. Although that is cute. Nibble, Rupture. Yeah, so that's it. So really my best bet is the Korthik Swarmling. But, you know, like I said, I would use the Tall Strider chick because that one makes the most sense, right? Because it has a magic ability, it's got a stun, but I am so hesitant because of the fact that it's not the typical family for it. And, you know, I don't want to have to come back in 3 years and fix everything because they decided, oh no, that's the family it should be in. Like, it should be with the critters, like all the other Tall Striders, except Pinky, which is a beast. Like, if you... So, let's see. That's the only one named Tall Strider. So the Mulgore Hatchling, see? Egg Bob. Anyway, so most of them are critter, right? The, is it the Lovebird Hatchling, the Mulgore Hatchling, and then, like, there's a few of them with that model. Most of them are critters. One is Pinky, that's a beast. That one's a beast, randomly. And then the Void Scarred Tall Striders flying, and it's like, that's not, no. I think I usually wait until they go in the air, yeah, to use Dust Cloud. And then I should pretty much, like, take them out in, like, 3 hits. We'll do this. We're gonna hit that. I'm gonna do this one. Hopefully they hit me with Food Coma first. Of course they don't. What's 5? Hold on. I need a calculator. So the max is we're at the max. So 594 times 1.5. I want to make sure it's safe. All right, so 891. It's safe to hit a focused beams because even if it crits, oh, but they, I went through all that math just for him to sleep me. Anyway, all right, Corthix Swarmling. We're gonna hit that stun. So rude. It's literally the only reason you're here, buddy. There we go. I was like, oh god, did I hit the swap? So we're doing this so that they can't apply slippery ice. You never want to give your enemy something they want. And so now we can use the Rock Martin until it gets slept or dies, or they die. Like that. We'll swap back to the Oasis Void Duster. And we'll hit them. That. Then if we really need to, we'll bring in the Corthix Swarmling, which we won't. And that's that. Didn't get anything to open. Oh. We'll go ahead and heal everyone and we'll log out here. Now it's time for Eastern Kingdoms, and we are going to get some alts going for that. We'll have we'll have one up north for, what's his face? David and Desra. One for Stranglethorn Vale. I know what I'm talking about. Oh, looks like she's gonna be our Stranglethorn Vale person. Which is fine. With me. My bad. Sorry. Oh no. Okay. I was like, oh god. It's trying to die. Don't die on me. Okay, so we've got a humanoid. And then we've got the two flyers. So... Strong versus humanoid. I actually wrote a note for myself. Hold on. I wrote a note for myself. I think I want the Crawbat in slot 1. Yeah. Crawbat, so we can remove Cyclone if we want. Let's sort by power. I don't think he's terribly speedy. Julia Lindsay. Bill Buckler. Okay, so he's 255. We can do a power speed Crawbat. So we'll have him there. Should we... I'm wondering... Yeah, we'll do Furious Flapping Between to build that. We've got the Crawbat there for Consume Magic. Now this one we can have Arcane Storm. Mana Surge. We'll just put Windburst there. And we'll have you in slot 3 to clean up. So let's begin. Oh my gosh, you have to click so many things to start the fight. Good grief. What's cool about that is it does that much damage, puts on a dot, and it's got a 1-round cooldown. Now, it doesn't build damage like that does, but it's still a really good ability. And then We'll keep the Crawbat in case Gorger uses Cyclone. We'll just keep swapping between. Whoa. Like that. We'll hit you with this. Okay, we'll pass here, and then we'll swap and we'll... Oh yeah, we'll just swap over to that and use Surge of Power. Especially now that we know, like, liftoff isn't gonna happen again. And bam! The Power Breed Wild Ether Worm takes care of business. Okay. Both of these dudes are near flight paths, and they're not too terribly far apart, so I don't mind doing the flying here. But we'll get someone different, or we'll get a different alt for like the 3 that are grouped up. So it should be Tiffany. It'll be, sorry, Julia. So Julia, Old MacDonald, and Eric. And then I'll probably have one at Lindsay, and then one to fly between Everessa and Lydia. And then one between Deza and David. And then one for Durin and Cortus. And we're getting ready to go fight Steven right now. That'll be like 3 or 4 more alts, something like that. Okay, so Steven is double beast. So we want Stormwing. And we want a Moth. We'll do that. And then the third one is Magic, so we want something like that. I don't know how fast Emeralda is. 220, you're not speedy at all. We can go with the power. The full power. 24. Fly over to Steven real quick. And then we'll grab another alt. Which means all of this will go by a little faster tomorrow. No. Stop it. Come here. Come here. Okay, what do we want to do? I don't know that that's going to get him low enough, and I really want to get him low enough before. Ah, yeah, that probably would have gotten him low enough. I think I'm just being... Okay, we'll do this. Oh yeah, it would have been low enough, I think. You don't need much. Hey, you sound like a chicken again. You're a little chicken. we'll just pass. Like, he's not gonna get me. Like, even if he hit me with that or anything, it's not going to be a big deal. Alright. And we'll swap over, grab an ult, and get it parked. So many people have been confused about the fact that they can't rebattle these guys. Not even with ults. So that's been fun. Right, not you, not you. Yeah, we'll grab the priest. I don't know where I'm at. Well, clearly I'm somewhere in the War Within. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, thank God I was over water. Holy crap. Okay, I don't even... Maybe I was mounted? I don't have my feather, do I? Nope, that's the speed thing. Okay. Actually, hold on. Oh, trade district. I don't even need to bother with that. Let's just hearth. I am not having luck with being mounted. This one should be pretty easy. We're just gonna have Stormwing. We're gonna hit Thunderbolt, call Lightning, swap to the Moth, call Lightning, and then that'll be it. Like, literally, that's gonna be it for that one. Hmm? Alright. Isn't this just, like, so thrilling, so difficult? That should be enough. Yeah. Actually, I probably could have just done Alpha Strike than that, because now Call Lightning's gonna get a bonus because Call Lightning's already up. So this actually does more damage than they have health. See? So. Now we've gotten a level or two on a couple of these guys today who came in with, like, the level right on the edge there. Alright, we're gonna fly over to Old MacDonald. Because these three are grouped up really close together. And then Eric is also very close over in Duskwood. And this guy has a mechanical, a flyer, and a critter. So for the mechanical, we're gonna do the Fell Afflicted. For the flyer, we're gonna do... You know what, let's... Actually, I don't know how fast the flyer is. Hold on. 360... Okay, I can't remember. I don't have it written down. We'll just do the Sentinel's Companion. That's always a good choice. And then the critter... Let's grab our handy dandy Larian Cub. Alright. This is way over strategizing for these fights, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. Like, they don't need this much strategy. I'm just trying to do them, like, efficiently, I guess is the best way to put it. Rude. We'll swap him out, actually. I don't know. Who's the lowest? Oh, Clux. I'm gonna swap to the Sentinel's Companion. We're gonna Moonfire. And then this should take it out. Yeah. Should still take it out. Yeah. Now we're gonna swap. Valerian Cub. Oh, it's got survival. It's not gonna matter. Bam, because you didn't use it. Like I said, over strategizing for these fights. But it's still fun. Of course, I'll have simple versions up on the website when it comes in, but I hate that some of these mounts have made, like, your perspective go weird. But, oh my goodness. 3 branches. Okay. This guy also has beasts, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab Stormwing. Oh, we'll keep the Mechanical Axe Beak for the last slot. And then we'll have you for slot 2. So, for this one, we're definitely probably going to need an Alpha Strike. Yeah. Oh, and since I'm webbed, we're just going to have to stay in at least this round unless they use web, and then we're going to just stay in. Yeah, so we're just going to have to stay in, which is fine. It's not really a huge deal. Because we're still going to be faster than them even when we lose our flying buff. So again, you see how I like over strategized with the other 2 pets? As you can see, you can pretty much one pet this. Bam. And that's it. You can, like, if Stormwing doesn't take too much damage, you can single pet this fight. And that's how it is for most of the fights. Yeah, I know. Am I afraid? No, I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of all the time it takes to get to all of these places. That's what I'm afraid of. Yeah, so we're going to plant someone here at Lydia. And then we'll have Everessa and Swamp of Sorrows connected because they have flight paths, so it's easier to travel between the 2 of them, whereas Lydia doesn't have a flight path, so we're going to give her a one-off. And then we'll get the 2 dwarf guys for 1, because they have flight paths right next to each other. And then we'll have the other one that has flight paths back and forth, although they're not too far apart, actually. And we can't use the flight paths in Eastern Plaguelands right now anyway. Oh, God. The Nightborn are bored. Yeah, because Thalrissa's dating Lorthamar. Grr. This is my maw character, so we're gonna leave her alone because she checks the maw. Crap. Okay, yeah, that's my horde one. Okay, Area 52, that means she's my horde. Horde. Alright, here we go. Oh, my mechanome. My mechanome. Like I said, I've got one of every allied race just to have one. If I like them, I'll make more than one. If I do not, then I just make the one. Because I mean, if I unlock them, I might as well, right? Might as well have one.
Why not?
Why shouldn't I have one? And then what kind of gnome would I be if I didn't have a mouse mount? Although I am really sad that, what is it, Sarge or whoever from Hearthstone, I think there's a mouse mount for that, but it doesn't fly. It's just a pure ground mount. So sad. So we have the Weaker's the Trickster. I feel like that's a lunar. Hold on. Now I want to know if I'm correct. Yeah, this one's from one of the Lunar New Years. I don't know what like year of it's from. Like, do they have a year of the? I don't feel like it's. Is it year of the rat? Or is it? Yeah, it's year of the rat, right? Like, I'm not crazy. At least not right now. All right, we're gonna fly into the harborage. We're gonna park her at Lydia. And while we do that, we're going to come up with a strategy. So Lydia has one elemental, 2 undead. One of the undead has 300 speed. So that's right. I think I did the Azure Crane check because I remember doing Cleansing Rain. Was it the Azure Crane check? I felt like I had something speedier. Oh, the waiter check. Having the 309 speed Azure Crane chick would be nice for this fight because then you can like be faster and flock for your next pet to come in. But maybe I'll put the speed restriction on like the actual strategy. Strong versus undead. Alright, so the first one is over 300. So we definitely want something that's going to have a greater base speed than 300. I don't know that they have anything in particular that's like crazy as far as their abilities are concerned. Oh, rot. Yeah, rot's not very nice. So we'd want something with a dodge. Oh, Yipper's not fast enough. Bop is. Does the other one not really have anything? What do you have? Shadow Shock, Plague Blood, Death Coil. Doesn't sound too bad. What's his health? Why'd you do that? 1435, that's not too bad. Maybe we'll have Bop redeem themselves here. Portal. Is this sorted by power? I do. Okay, hold on. Let me sort by speed. Okay, that just has swarm. One has the dodge. I don't want 2 pets with swarm, it just takes so long. Hmm. I'm overthinking this. I sure am. That's okay. You know what? We're gonna do you. So we're gonna do Whirling Talons and Egg Barrage. Actually, I lied. We're gonna do the multi-chicken. We're gonna do Egg Barrage and Flank. And hope that we can out-damage the 300 speed pet before it kills us. Oh. And then that'll be that. Amusingly enough, I think this was the transmog I had her in anyway. Alright. Let's go. Well, if you don't want to actually, like, do any kind of attack, I'm fine with that. And that's exactly the problem, again, with having a pet that does random damage. Okay. We're gonna flock. Basically just flock until dead. See, again, having it over 300 speed would be nice. Oh, well. Like he's just gonna die. Huh. Alright. Well, like the 300 speed one or the over 300 speed one would be even better. Or at least above 267. That way I could block on him too, but no such luck. Alright. That's fine. We're gonna egg barrage and then we're gonna flank. Rude. Oh, nice. All 3 hits on that one. We'll take it. We didn't even need Bop. Sorry, Bop. No redemption today, sir. Oh god, the last time I must have been on her was for running to try and get Arthas. Dang. I've had the Headless Horseman's mount since the very first Halloween that happened. So I haven't had to do like Hollow's End farming for like years uh until Arthas came out, and then I had to farm for him, and I didn't get it the first year because the drop chance was atrocious, and then I don't think I don't think you could trade him. Like the item. I think because it was basically like personal loot type things, you couldn't trade the item. And so even though people in groups were getting like lucky and having more than one, oh hey, what's the reward? Do I have any pets that need one of those? Yeah, I do. Okay. Actually, so let's see. What's his name? Is it the Vengeful or the Enraged? Violent? Violent Poultrid. The Violent Poultrid, and then we'll hit up. Actually. Blah, blah, blah. You want the power. I'll bring in Squally. Just because this is for fun. And then we will have Watcher of the Huntress. Oh wait, no. You. With Surge of Power. Alright. This obviously isn't like the fastest strategy I have. I'm just kind of doing it. Like, they legit gave this NPC in Dragonflight a gray quality pet. Faster you. 114, yeah. Oh yeah, let's watch him. Go ahead, hit my shield. That's right. You died. Alright, let's throw this at you. Like, obviously I have stones on other pets, but... Oh, wait. Full box. Oh yeah, I'm on a Death Knight. Definitely want the Necrolord Hearthstone. I mean, who doesn't want a Hearthstone that screams at you when you use it? I said, who doesn't want a Hearthstone that screams at you when you use it?
What does it sound like?
Dead people screaming.
That's not as half as amusing as I thought the answer.
Yeah, not quite as fun. That one's not quite as fun. Okay. Lakeshire's closer, so we're gonna go there first. The funny part is we can pretty much keep the Violent Poultrid. We'll have Courage at the end. We'll have the Larian Cub in the middle. I love those little guys from Bastion. They look kind of goofy and unfinished in a way. Like, I don't know. Like, I like them. They're cute. Like, especially the coloring on Courage. Like, I love the color combination, but there's just something about like their face and their mouth just kind of, it feels a little flat and unfinished. But what do I know? I'm not an artist. I'm just a pet battler, and not for much longer. Oh, that's in a different. I was like, oh, I didn't see that. Let's see. Are you on an alliance character? I think some of them are horde locked. And vice versa for alliance. I think. I'm pretty sure. Because I feel like when I go on my horde character to a couple of the alliance characters, I can't battle them. Could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I feel is the case. There is a person swimming very quickly. Alright, we're gonna get this going. Aha! Did not use burrow. That was your first mistake. That doesn't matter, you'll still take damage. Gonna swap. He's gonna hit me, he's gonna die, the next one's gonna come in. I don't care. Cry all you want. I'm so mean. And then we're just gonna bite. That's okay. Pass. Like, I know you can fight... I know you can fight the two... the Eastern... maybe the Eastern Kingdoms and the... I think some of them are Horde and Alliance locked. Like, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. Which is gonna make this even more fun for everyone, I'm sure. I'm sure that's just gonna thrill everyone to pieces that they might have to do a Horde character or an Alliance character. Okay. Per team, where's Everessa? Okay, so flying, aquatic, and beast. Oh, that'll be pretty easy. So for flying, we are gonna do the Sentinel's Companion. For the aquatic, we are going to do the Axebeak. And for the beast, we are going to grab our handy dandy Stormwing. That question answered. Do y'all think that someone has founded a battle pet neighborhood yet? It takes 10 signatures. Ah, over at the Pet Masters League, we're attempting to do just that. We need 3 more signatures right now. Okay. So, for anyone wondering what the Pet Master League is, it is a organization's too big of a word. There's only like 4 of us that like do anything, right? It's just like a few of us. But we organize, or I should say they, Flip Method and when organize Pet Battle PvP tournaments. So we just finished our Season 3 tournament. It was a lot of fun. I did casting that Valor hosted on their Twitch channel. It was so cool. It's always lots of fun. And so we have an EU finals, an NA finals, and then the 2 winners of the 2 regions come together and then they battle for a custom trophy. And everyone who participates in the tournament gets a unique seasonal pin. I get them because I cast for the tournaments. And so, like, I've got the Season 1, Season 2, and I'll be getting the Season 3 pin soon, TM. And so each of them are unique, and they're, along with the trophy, it's themed after, like, the season. So for the first season, obviously, we have one of the Storm Griffins. And then for the second season, it's got, like, one of the Tyrannosaurus mechs and the gorilla mechs fighting. And then for the third season, it has one of the Perkin and one of the Thorntails from Koresh cuddling. So it's super cute. I don't know what the Season 3 custom trophy is gonna look like, and I just gave myself a splinter from my desk, so that was cool. But yeah, the custom trophies are really cool too. You can check out the Pet Masters League website. Let me toss it in the chat. Let me find the link. Our website. Copy link. There we go. You're so noisy. Oh my gosh. Why? Let's fly over here. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but I can. And he's making a lot of noise. Anyway, you can check it out. There we go. petmastersleague.com. So much fun. And unlike regular PvP, we have rules. So we have certain banned pets to help keep things fun and exciting. So you're not going to see any anomalous or Anubisath idols. You're also limited on the weather abilities you can use, just so that people aren't picking the same exact pets every time. And we do go through occasionally and we discuss if another pet should be banned this time around. I actually think one of the pets we just used is probably going to get banned, the Violent Poultrid. That one was really popular. Overly popular, I would say. So that one's probably going to get banned for season 1 of Midnight. And even though I won't be... Oh, yeah, that's right. I was using Arcane Storm to avoid the Frog Kiss before, but that's okay. And it's just a lot of fun. And, everyone gets a participation thing. So... So even if you don't win for your region or overall, you'll still get a cool little pin. But it's lots of fun. That sounds like your jam. You should check out the website. Oh, buddy. You're not ready for this. Thunderbolt. But obviously I give technical commentary during the tournaments. You know, just kind of explaining why one thing happened or didn't happen or... Dang. Why is it the smallest cuts hurt so bad? I mean, I know why they hurt so bad. It's because they don't slice cleanly through the nerve. They're just barely grazing the nerve, and then that's why they hurt. But it's just so unnecessary. Alright, so I think we need to get someone for these two guys. And then we'll get someone for up here, and that'll be all of our alts for this. Soon. I'm almost done. I've only got 4 more fights, and then I'll eat. Oh, why didn't you eat? Oh, okay. I was like...
So did Lillian.
Well, yeah, she should already be in bed.
She is.
Although, I don't know. Is school canceled tomorrow? Because of the weather? No? That's just some bad luck there, chap. Oh my gosh. He looks so goofy. Hello, Smeezus. What's up? How you doing? You having a good, Well, I guess, the event hasn't actually started. The pre-patch event doesn't start until next week, but... Are you having fun with all of the, all the add-on changes? I'm sure everyone's been super thrilled. What are you... Oh, another marked flawless. Yeah, let's take you out. Let's take you down. Let's do your stuff. Do I have a team for you? I do. I didn't realize I had a team. That doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what's gonna happen here. I don't know what this team is. I have no idea, but it loaded, so. I don't think this is mine. Like, if I'm not mistaken, this is someone else's. Oh, yeah. Yep. I don't think I came up with this one. This is definitely someone else. I don't normally use Rathian. It's different, but it's fine for how I play the game. Well, that's good to hear. I know a lot of people are kind of struggling with it. I've always used like the base UI, and I honestly haven't kept up with using things like deadly boss mods or anything. I used weak auras like once at one point. Uh, because why did I use it? Oh, I used it so there was a circle on my mouse for while I was streaming so people could see where my mouse was easier. And that's literally the only thing I used weak auras for. Um but yeah, so I mean if I was still playing the game, I'm in the same boat. It's not impacting me, one bit. And once I updated the version number in all of my Pet Battle add-ons, they all came up fine. The only one that's still throwing an error is the one that always throws an error, and I never bothered to fix what the problem was. Someone told me what the problem was, and I was like, ooh, that sounds a little much for me. So, let me see where I've got to go. Okay, it is Flamestar. Yeah, there were some fairly handy weak auras to keep up with tasks and stuff. I think that came out in Dragonflight, but I didn't really use it for anything fancy. I will admit I've been an LVUI user, but I'm currently not using it. Yeah. Like, is that one of the ones that they are no longer allowing? Or is it like you're not using it because you're waiting for the update? Like, I've always just used the default UI. Actually, it's been kind of nice being able to move stuff because it's easier. I have all the portraits down here because you feel free to shame me, but I'm a clicker. So I click on all of my abilities, and so having like my portrait and then the enemy's portrait down here is so much easier than having to like look all the way up here for me. I think it's still usable when they update it. Okay, yeah. I know, I think Rematch's update went through today, but like I said, all it really needed was an update in the talk file, so I did that. I did that for all of them. I think Oh, the one I didn't do it for was Narcissus, and the only reason I have Narcissus is to take pictures for Zufus for the little icons, which won't be doing that for too much longer either. No shame here. I do a little both keybinds and clicks. I will say I have gotten slightly better at using keys because I've been playing Helldivers for a hot minute now, and obviously you don't click there. So I've been having to use my keyboard, and I did find when I went back into WoW, I would try to like move around with my keyboard and stuff, which was pretty cool in like raids. But for the most part, I just stuck with like moving with my mouse and clicking and. Alright, let's look up this guy's team real quick. This one is Durin. So we've got a flying critter and elemental. So, flying. Okay, no one has any sleeps, so we can just keep our guy. Oh, well, we can't because I swapped everyone around. That's why we can't keep this team. Alright, Sentinel's Companion. What was the second one? Critter. So let's grab the lair. Actually, hold on. Swirling Talons. We'll do the Violent Pultrid. We'll get that up. And then Elemental. Whoops. Who do I want? How fast are you? I don't think you're very fast. 240, so I can just kind of have whoever I want. Oh, 244. That's actually close. We'll just use the Azure Crane check in slot 3. I'm not excited about this bad weather heading my way. I'm really just hoping it's not as bad as predicted. Yeah, same here. So, like, Friday evening, I think, is when it's supposedly supposed to hit us, and they're, what did they say? Anywhere from nothing to, like, 6 inches or something for the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, my mom lives, so we live in the central. We live in central. My mom lives eastern, so she always gets our weather the next day. So usually what happens is they over predict here, and then by the time it gets to us, it looks nothing like what they predicted. Like, oh, it's going to be like 5 inches of snow, and then by the time it gets to us, it's like 40 degrees and just kind of rainy. Oh my gosh, 12 to 16 inches. I hope it's not. I hope it's not for you too. That's like, oh my gosh, did you hear? There was some place where the temperature dropped so rapidly, they were warning people about trees exploding. Like, I know about the rapid temperature changes making trees explode because, I think I read it in a book at one point when I was a kid. But yeah, it's absolutely wild. It's kind of why you don't like throw frozen logs onto the fire, but yeah, so the sap. So the sap heats up too quick and they explode. Like the sap and the moisture inside the tree just boom. Yeah. It's crazy. Like exploding trees not on the 2026 bingo card, but here we are.
Okay. I immediately heard that and was thinking, that's gotta be horse hockey. It is the way you heard it. The sap freezes very rapidly, which expands, and it basically causes the trunk to crack. So it sounds like a loud gunshot when it happens, but they don't actually like rupture. Kind of.
I think if you do it the opposite way, I think if you throw something frozen into something hot, I think it might. Like if the tree is just like frozen solid.
I could see that. That's just something.
Why are you still alive?
Flash world.
Did you use something that I wasn't aware of? Did you use... Oh, you used Silk Cocoon. I was like, you should not still be alive, sir. That's what happens when I don't pay attention. Yeah. Anyway, wild stuff either way. Like I said, was not expecting exploding trees on the forecast. Crazy. Or sorry, pseudo exploding trees. Now I did know that they can definitely like explode from lightning strikes. Thankful to be working from home? Absolutely. 100%. Can't believe that the pet actually died. Probably should have just brought in the Larian cub to prowl and maul, but hindsight, I'll change it when the Zufu's pages come up. Yeah, I bet. And like, if you're working from home and you absolutely need the internet and that goes out, well, that's not your fault. Right? Although I guess, like, as long as the cell towers are okay, like, maybe you could hotspot, but I'm not really sure on all of that. Definitely not an infrastructure person. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna be leaving the house tomorrow, so we already got and like more than enough meals and everything. And then if the power goes out, well, you can just put the food on the back porch. We'll all sleep in one room, sleep in the car, who knows. If the power's out here, it'll be out just about everywhere else. But I'm hoping the power doesn't go out. Like, I think our station is right near us, and it's usually pretty good. Like, even during storms and stuff, usually what happens is that like our area goes out but like no one else goes out, or we stay fine and then all the other areas go out. So we had something kind of similar when we lived out in Washington state, where so I was a shift manager at McDonald's, and we pulled our power from down like down in the valley, a different place from where all of the other businesses around us pulled power from. So at one point there was a really bad like storm that came through, and what happened was that every other business in the area, the power went out except at McDonald's. I ended up working a 15-hour shift that day because no one could come in. No one told me I could close the store down. And it was just like me and one other person. And he couldn't stay for like the whole shift because he was only meant to like unload the truck. And because the power had gone out for a little bit in the store, I was the only one left there. No one else could come in. Like it was a wild time that I don't ever want to repeat. Ever. It's just awful. Where are you? Dark Talon. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, the Korthix Swarmling can usually almost solo this depending on what order they use their abilities in. Oh wow. Yeah, it was a wild 15 hours. And because we were the only place with power, I swear to God, everybody tried to come in and get McDonald's. Like, it was horrible. It was awful. And of course, for everything I did that day, like keeping the store open, trying to keep the orders going and everything, they were like, well, now you have to take like a day and a half off because you worked too many hours, so thanks for shorting us on these shifts. And I'm like, probably some of the worst people to work for, if I'm being honest. That reminds me of when I was cashiering at Cracker Barrel after an ice storm hit our town. We were the only restaurant open, so we were so busy. Oh yeah, 100%. It wouldn't have been so bad if I had like even one more person, maybe two. Like I'm not even greedy. Just like one more person, right? Like I can get all of the orders out because I did close down the drive-through because it was too dangerous for people to try to get in and out of the drive-through because I mean it was completely snowed in. Like we're talking like almost 3 feet of snow in some parts. So it was just too dangerous for people trying to get through the drive-through. And so I closed the drive-through down, but then I had everybody coming in the lobby. But like it gave me a single point where if I had just had one more person like working in grill, I probably could have managed the front by myself, gotten the orders out, gotten the drinks out, but it was a mess. But no one told me I could shut the store down. I couldn't really get a hold of anyone because when it happened, it was like So the power came back on at like 4 something. And I think I texted my store manager and I was like, "Hey." She's like, "Well," or I couldn't get a hold of anyone because like I said, no one told me I could shut the store down. Now, I don't have the authority to shut the store down. Although I probably should have just done it anyway. Be like, "Sorry guys, I literally don't have enough people to do this." So people were getting upset and it's like, y'all need to calm down. Like, I'm sorry that this is the only place open. Oh, hey, look. You're at Enoch as well. Might as well do it while we're here. This has to be like Mutanus' strategy. I'm actually going to look it up real quick. I think this feels like a Mutanus strategy. Dragonflight, World Quests, Enoch the Stinky. Oh, it's a Caligrin. My bad. It's a Caligrin strat. That makes sense as well. Caligrin comes up with some pretty good leveling strategies. But yeah, I completely understand. I feel your pain. Like, when you're the only place open in an area when the power goes out, it's like awful. So bad. But I'm hoping nobody's power goes out. I'm hoping your power doesn't go out. I'm hoping my power doesn't go out. I'm hoping everyone's power stays on. And then we're all just everyone knew the second Ted Cruz hopped on a plane from Texas, they were like, "Oh no, this is bad bad." Cuz apparently that's their measuring, right? So if Ted Cruz is staying in Texas, everyone's fine. Like, nothing's going to happen. If he's in DC, probably going to be fine, maybe not. If he goes somewhere completely like outside of the United States, like, that's it. You're done. Like, call in FEMA level of bad. All right, now we get to have the longest flight part, I believe. But then we'll have all the alts parked and everything will be faster tomorrow. I do not. But yeah, for anyone, I said it earlier, but obviously I'm going to say it again because we probably have some different people in here. Aranesh will probably be working this weekend to get the Sufu's pages up so that we can start getting strategies up. We did not expect these achievements to be available. We for sure thought this was going to be a once midnight comes out thing. And here we are. So this is all your pet battling content for midnight right here. Like, this is it. Like, there's no more. So if you get all of these done before midnight releases, which is definitely possible, you're not going to have any battling content for midnight if you've kept up with everything. Like, this is it. This is all we're getting so far. Which, sad, but that's why most of my strategies will not have video later on. At least not like in-game footage of me doing the battles. I'll probably still make strategies using the sim, especially if they're just going to throw family familiar onto different fights, because we already have quite a lot of them scripted out. So, not going to be a huge deal to just hop into the sim and, you know, strategize it out in the sim. I do prefer doing it in game, obviously, and I'll use different tools outside of the game, but it's not as fun just running the sim. to get the strategies going. It works. And it's effective. You know, it gets the strategies to 100% and everything, but definitely not quite as fun. Yeah, this is it. The funny part is that, so this pet, you have to collect all of the wild peaceful pets to get a battle pet, but for the battle achievements, like, I don't know about Weber's. Like, Weber's might be bugged. We'll find out in 7 more days. Weber's might be bugged because it's not even coming up in, like, our API. Like, I can't even import him into Zufu's right now. Let me see if that's changed today. So, player pets. Control F. Weber. No, he's still not importable. So I don't know if that's like because of our site or because he's like actually not available, because I don't think he's even searchable here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he's not even in here when the other two are. So you've got the Moon Darter here. So this is one of your pets as a reward for a battle achievement. So it can't battle. Fun stuff. And then what's so funny about this one, right? You see this cool looking guy? Like, first of all, I love this model. I really wanted to have this model. And the worst part is he's the one you get for a battle achievement, right? Family Battler of either Kalimdor or Eastern Kingdoms, whichever it is. So you get him. The worst part about him is he had abilities. So if you like go to his Wowhead page, I bet you see the ghost data from all of the abilities he used to have. Let me just, you know, for giggles, let's look him up. Yep. So if you look here, he actually used to have abilities. Right? He's kind of like a combo platter of like the what is he, the flame pup that you get from connecting something. Pup. Corehound pup, that guy. So he's got howl and scratch like the Corehound pup, but then he's got like puppies of the flame, an obsidian bite, and flamethrower and immolation like the dogs, like the flaming skeleton dogs. So yeah, the worst part about Burn is that they actually had to do work to remove his abilities to make him a peaceful pet for a battle achievement. So if you were looking for a little salt on your wounds there, I'm very salty about it. My wounds hath been salted. Alright, let's look up his team and we'll get a strategy going. Oh, David. Okay. Yes, David. Critter and a Beast. Ooh, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do... We're gonna have to do the Poultrid. Just because... because he's got a dodge, so timing Prowl to that is more difficult. Although we could do the Enraged Poultrid and do Whirling Talons and Enrage, but I think Maul's probably the better option there. And then the second one, we probably want Stormwing, because I think it was a beast. And then the third one was Magic, so we are going to want something with Dragonkin abilities. How fast? I went right past it. How fast is he? 267, so we're probably going to want the Sunfire Kaleri. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of funny in a way that I get to do all of these achievements before my sub runs out, but I, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I've made my opinions known on the forums. They haven't answered us even before they had all of this stuff like occupying their attention. They didn't answer. We got no blue posts in the pet battle feedback after the initial "this is your feedback" thing, and it's like, that's great. And then they never touched it again. So they made the post in October. So let's see. Kyvax made his post October 6th, 2025 at 3:21 p.m. And it's January 23rd, and no one has responded to anything in that thread at all. Has not responded through patch notes, through nothing. They didn't even put the fact that they changed how to capture wild pets in the patch notes. It was just discovered. It was just discovered. And then we were like, hey, this is not cool. And at that point, that's when they were basically like, well, we're iterating on some stuff, so suck it up, I guess, is kind of the feel of it now. Which I made, I made my post about it. Sorry, I made my video about it, right? The Blizzard Nothing Burger. Oh, that sucks. You died. And I don't really have anything else to say because they haven't said anything, right? Like, what more can I say when they aren't giving us any more information? But what you gonna do, right? I don't think it keeps you swapped all those rounds. At least it doesn't for the enemies. Like, the enemies can still swap out, like, once you get low enough on it. Anyway, super easy achievement set. Now, I haven't strategized any of these past flying. So tomorrow actually might, even though I've got alts everywhere, it might take just about as long because I haven't strategized for anything else. But yeah. Cheers. Alright, one more fight. That will be the flyer battle. And then that'll be it for today. And I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully earlier. Today just kind of yeah. Because I had to, what's today? Thursday. So I had to work out. So I woke up and worked out. And then we had a haircut appointment. And then unfortunately, we had a, like, minor medical thing where that took up more time than I was expecting. And then it was like, well, now I definitely don't have time before, I don't know if I'm going to be working out with my friend sparring. And so I was waiting for him to answer on that. And then my daughter still wasn't feeling well, so I beat sabered with my mom because normally she beat sabers with my mom, and then that ran over, and and then I can finally start the stream to do the battler. So I'll probably be on earlier tomorrow. Probably work out and come straight into this. But yeah, so today today was longer than expected. Which is fine, it happens, that's life. But just kind of one of those, wow, okay, yeah, no, this is happening. Okay, yep, all right. So I was expecting to, like, if I didn't hear from my friend by 4:30, I figured he wouldn't be available. But she still wasn't feeling well. And I wasn't going to leave my mom hanging when I do know how to beat Saber. That wouldn't have been very nice. Alright, so beast, beast, and undead. Let's see. So we'll do... You know what? We might do the moth and then Stormwing. Yeah, I don't want to listen to you hiss. Okay, so let's find a moth. Do you? So we'll Reckless Strike, then we'll call Lightning. We'll swap to Stormwing. We'll hit Thunderbolt to get some backline damage on Plaguebringer. And then we'll do Call Lightning. What abilities does Plaguebringer have? Disease, Bite, Siphon, Life, Death, and Decay. Okay. Rogue versus Undead. What do we want? I don't know that it really matters. We'll just throw in a Rock Martin for the dodge. Throw on Feral Claw Storm. And then we'll probably leave Stormwing in to try and make that last as long as possible. Alrighty. Gonna hit that. Call Lightning. Actually, I'll probably just call Lightning when I swap. Alright, finished the last time walking I needed for the evening. I'm gonna head to bed. Was good chatting with you. I hope the weather avoids y'all. Right back at you. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate the conversation and the, yeah. I really hope that the forecast just kind of like is completely wrong. Nobody gets any snow. But, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by and, look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, you too. Alrighty, you take care as well. Keep my fingers crossed for everyone right now. Okay, I will still be faster. Oh, yeah. Aren't your add-ons up? What's going on with that? Round 8. That's pretty good. I'll definitely use this one. On the website. New Lunar New Year, what? Festival shop and promotion items. Mounts, mods, and more. Oh, and a pet. Oh boy. Is this from the shop? Fortune's Waving Cat. Is that a pet? Probably not. Wow, I think they mentioned the pet. Did they even put it in the article? Okay, there it is, Battle Pet. Oh, it is from the shop. It's been data mined, so I don't think it's up yet. Yeah, it's gonna be for the Chinese. I bet you it looks like it would be for the Chinese New Year. Probably. Anyway, he's cute. Sucks I probably won't be around for it. Had to stop giving Blizzard my money when they started adding pets to super expensive promotions. Alright, well that's going to be it for me today. That's the Flying Battler of Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, and Northrend. Tomorrow will be Undead. So, oh. Because I go in order. Because I'm lame like that. So, tomorrow will be Undead. But I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Maybe by the time I'm done with the achievements, they'll realize that they've made a horrible decision and they'll reverse everything and we'll actually have pet battles in midnight and I can come back and I can still play the game. But that's just me over here with my tank of copium. Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. Whether you chatted, lurked, subbed, bits, anything and everything, up one side, down the other, and between, I just want to thank you. The stream, as always, is awesome because you are awesome. So, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day or night. If you are forecasted for this horrific snow, I hope none of it lands on you. And I will keep my fingers crossed. But until next time, which will hopefully be tomorrow, I wish you all the best and happy battling.